So Bless Unleashed came out, the PC version of it, and I knew I wanted to talk about it, but was thinking about like how the best way to approach that would be. I think just in order of like how I experienced it would probably be best. Um, if you're just here for the Salamander coin farm, it's here at the end. I'll have timestamps for everything. At the beginning, it's to be mostly surface level knowledge stuff, but hopefully by the end, there's some stuff that anybody could find helpful. So I got into a beta for this Bless Online way back, and it was just awful. It's really bad. Pretty much everything about it was bad. And I could have swore I got into like some kind of another beta for it that was also just like different but bad. And then a long time went by, and I kind of forgot about it. And then they got this Bless Unleashed thing, and I got into the beta for that. And I didn't get very much time with it. There was a lot of stuff kind of going on at the time. I think it's when I tried Phantasy Star New Genesis mostly, so I put it to the side. And now the game released, and got to play it a little bit. And you know, right off the bat, they're showing you that there's quite a bit of difference here. Like they give you a few mobs to warm up to, and you fight this big boss mob at the end of this like dream sequence. That's like pretty much letting you know right off the bat that the boss mobs in this game are going to be like more fun and like challenging to fight for sure. But starting out, I mean, you could fly to his hand so fast, but I mean, really, if you're going to use that character or want them to be good, all of the quests you see, like the yellow ones and the blues, the main line, are worth doing because just you have a character level and XP, and you have the skill level and XP, and you'll get skill experience from these yellow quests too, so you can get more skill points to spend. Inventory space becomes like a big thing really quickly. So pretty much every time I see one of these chests on the map, I pretty much drop what I'm doing and just go for that chest because you get this piece of a bag from there. When you get 4 of them, you can turn them in town for like permanent inventory slots on your character. Anything you see like the bushes or rocks or trees or anything like that, you should harvest it. If you can harvest anything, take it, because like those materials actually do sell really well on the market. If you look on your map, you'll see these like sort of area objectives. There's a way you can kind of like get starseed from doing them, but even moreover, I mean, they give you great character and skill XP. Definitely worth doing lots of these. There's certain places in like bigger towns you can get the speed buff from, which is really great for when you're doing these area objectives. You can really cheese them a lot of times if you have that buff. Kind of a minor thing I thought was cool too with that speed buff is when you're getting it, if you just hold F until you see that you will receive the buff, you can actually roll out of the animation. There's a few cases where you can do stuff like this. That's pretty cool. There's this like matchmaking section. You can have trials and dungeons and stuff. Around 7, and you can start getting stuff like that. At first I was kind of surprised. I was like, where are the chests? Sometimes I would notice they wouldn't be there. But I guess like when you fight a mob with a group of people in like that arena area, that it's like RNG. It's just like a chance that it'll drop or a chance that it won't. Be cool if there was like an indication that it didn't. I mean, I guess the indication is that it didn't, but it confused me at first for sure. So there's this mount, like a rainbow ostrich or the tropical ostrich. It you know, I think it was mailed out to people for some kind of thing that happened or something. And they were going really cheap on the auction, so I was like, sure, why not? I just started hoarding all of the rainbow ostriches, and I don't know if they're ever going to be worth anything, but they were so cheap. By the time you hit 10, it feels like the game is eased up a little bit and let you kind of branch out and do whatever you want. Something I've definitely noticed at this point is the combat's like really, really good. Actually, it's pretty good. So you can see like these combos here, and so right click combos are like strong attacks, and right clicks consume MP, left clicks don't. But you can see I put together different like sets of combos, and some of them at the end are pretty big. decent attacks. And first of all, one thing that's awesome is if you're doing a combo and you roll, it preserves where you're at in the combo. So if you needed to right click on the 4th attack and you did 2 attacks and rolled, you only need to do 1 more left attack and then right click. Another cool thing is it seems a lot of things could have like invincibility frames. One that I use a lot is on Mage. You have a basic that's like, I think, 3 regular attacks and then right click, and you teleport in front of your target and do an AoE. And you have a really, actually pretty big window where you have invincibility frames. You could even say throw like an attack, a roll, and then throw 2 more basic attacks. It's chained up to 3 at this point, and then roll again, and then right click, and then you do a teleport AoE. So it's really flexible how you can use these. There's even some cases where like a skill, you can use it, and then you could start pretending like you're at a certain step in the basic attack combos, and it just continues there. An example would be like the lightning. When you use it, if you start right clicking, it automatically puts you at the end of one of these steps to do these rapid attacks that are really great. Or with the fire, you could do the flame wave, like all of the moves from it, and then start right clicking it. It puts you basically almost at the end of the fire combo of basic attacks. So you have to do 1 fire throw and then you're doing the final move. But canceling is even a huge thing in this. I mean, I noticed you could even use your flame wave, and then since, you know, right click attacks, strong attacks consume mana, when you go to use the right click attack before the final, you can cancel it with a roll and still be preserved in your combo. So you can just then right click again and just do the final move only, skip straight to the last one. Pretty much there's just a lot there to mess around with. So I was like, I need more attack. So I was looking how you get more attack. And the main ways it seems like you can give yourself a decent like temporary boost to certain stats would be through like food or elixirs or panceas. The food and the elixirs are pretty affordable for the most part. The panceas can get a little pricey. The game definitely has a habit of not telling you about something that might be there, which is kind of cool. By the time I hit like level 30, I started slowing leveling, but it wasn't like for the normal reasons. It wasn't because I felt like I was getting XP so much slower I couldn't level much anymore. It was because at that point, so much had started opening up that I kept getting sidetracked and wanted to do other things. And it's like none of them seem like they're a waste either, though. It's like a lot of different things seem like they could be viable to do. So there's not like one particular way to play. I had to explore at least a little bit the PvP and see how it was, and it's not bad. You know, I tried to like put something together that would work a certain way in PvP, and it works kind of exactly like I thought it would. So I don't know, it's definitely like, I think somebody could like get an idea of what they want to put together, and then it's gonna act that way even in a PvP setting. So it could be really interesting. I'll have to mess around with it more. There's like, you can upgrade your gear and stuff. It just like forges its way up. It's kind of a money sink, but I could see how at the later levels at least it could be really worth it to like really invest into strong weapons. It's probably where you're getting most of your attack damage. And even now as they move up like tiers, they'll unlock like runes basically, where it'll show you like what type of bonus it's getting from that rune. After seeing how much the panceas go for and how much I'd like to be using good ones, I decided to try to take a recipe and learn it to make my own Pancea. The leveling though for crafting, it started getting so slow, and I needed a level 12 to make it. And I mean, by the time I was like 7 or 8, it's just moving so slow. I determined there must be another way to do things for your crafting to make it level faster. So I like put it on pause and looked around, and I found like these other blessings. And if I haven't mentioned exactly the blessings are, it's a little weird, but pretty much you have like a blessing. It's like you can equip. That's kind of like almost a class, but not your like actual class. So I'm playing as mage, but then you can equip a blessing. There's like a valor blessing or a lion blessing, and there's a bunch of different ones, right? And inside of them, there's like sort of like benefits in there that you can level up, and you have to level them up using materials that are also named blessing, um, that come in different tiers. So there is a blessing for not only crafting but also for gathering, and they're really beneficial for when you're working on these things. Also, if you hit escape, there's like this area, I think it's called something altar. If you go there, you can spend up to 30,000 starseed a day to just roll blessings out, and it's really kind of worth it if you just take a quick scan to pretty much make sure none of the ones that you have are significantly expensive. Like if you do sell those, but if they're all pretty much the same price, the ones you're looking up, take all those and just fuse them up, and then just scan again through the auction. Make sure you don't have any that are like really valuable. You can get a lot from these, honestly. I've seen a lot of the highest tier ones go for like hundreds of thousands of starseed just for one, and when you fuse 5 of them together, it becomes a random type. So just because you took like valor mage that are gray, you put 5 of them together, it does go up 1 tier to green, but it's probably not going to be valor mage. It's going to be something completely different, so you could end up with something really good. And also immediately noticeable is how rough the auction taxes are. I think it's 13%, so that can be pretty steep. You have to see sometimes if things are really worth it because of that when you're like reselling, or even like the limited time shops. Sometimes I've seen people put up the SP resets. I put them up before too, like if they're selling for enough where you can make a profit despite that 13% tax. It's definitely really interesting so far. I mean, at the very least, there's some things that are a little bit weird or unconventional or almost broken, but that's part of maybe what makes it kind of entertaining. So I have seen like floor clips falling through like below the world and stuff. I think a more annoying one too is when I'm farming the salamander guys. They get, a lot of times when you spawn them, they get stuck in the wall. There might be an easy way to like maybe have them spawn where the player's standing as opposed to like where they're at, or I don't know. There has to be a easy way to make them like not get stuck, and then they just keep regenerating their health. It's rough. Then when you eat at a campfire or something, like the only thing you seem to eat are kebabs, despite what you eat, even if you eat like a burger. So it probably wouldn't be a lot, like, right, to add additional models for like what you're eating. Depending on what you're eating, it doesn't have to be like a billion of them. Maybe something other than just a kebab. So at least you can be like, oh, is that a sandwich or a burger? You know, like, so it's like it's just a different thing. So now we've come to the point where I've started really messing with the salamander coin farm, and I knew I wanted a bunch of these coins when I saw how much I could sell the outfits for the event for, so I could get a bunch of chests to get the outfits. So I started trying to see how to get them the fastest. Pretty much just 3 types of mobs that drop the coins. There's like a standard lizard guy, salamander dude. They'll have like an axe or a bow, and they just drop like 1 to 3 coins most of the time, so like nothing, and they're pretty common. Then there is a like rock that you can go and mine that are pretty common, that they'll spawn like a stronger version of that salamander dude, but it takes a pretty long time for even a decently sized group of like strong players to kill this salamander guy, the strong version. But they do drop like 40, maybe even like 40s are about pretty average, but like I've seen it as high as like 90 from just one of those guys, so it's pretty good. and then there's an actual salamander, which spawns sometimes, but they're very rare. They also drop like about the same as the last guy, so like 40 to 90, but 40 is more common. It might even be better drop rate on them slightly than the rock ones. But like I said, they're uncommon. They are weaker though, so they die fast. And I started thinking, a lot of mobs, and specifically the event mobs, scale to player level, and it's kind of an interesting like feature, because then that means like you could be level 30 and party up with like a level 10, and you're both like contributing, and the level 10 feels like they're fighting a level 10 mob while the level 30 is fighting a level 30 mob. It seems weird, but it works well in this game, especially for like, it seems like they might be doing that for PvP stuff as well. I'm not sure. So pretty much what you're going to want to do is you're going to run a like trial or something where you can get good level 10 weapon drops. You want something that you can upgrade and that has a decent starting attack. Even if you run a trial or something that's like slightly above 10, there's a lot of them that still drop level 10 gear. And even though it seems completely absurd, you're going to take this weapon and you're going to upgrade it like pretty far. As far as you feel comfortable upgrading it, I would pretty much put it right up until the point where it's about to go, is it Mythic, the red tier? Right before that. You don't have to upgrade to red, but like up until that point, if you fail, since you probably have like a C or D tier weapon, it's going to be really cheap for you to fix it and bring it up to that point. So you're going to want like a piece of armor that gives a bonus to frost spike, and if you can upgrade this one, you can, or if you can't, you can just choose any piece as long as they're all level 10, and just upgrade one piece of armor maybe to give yourself a little defense boost if you want it. You don't have to upgrade it all the way. And you just stick this stuff in your shared storage. You can make a new character, and if you follow the main quest only on your new character, it'll take you about 40 minutes from when you start, maybe 40 or 50 from when you start until you are like level 10. So you can get up to 10 really fast if you want to, and these mobs are going to scale with you, so they're going to be level 10, but you get out the staff that does like over 1,000, has over 1,000 attack, and you have the bonus to frost spike, and it's probably worth it too to just hook yourself up with like through the shared storage, a cheap amount of like stuff, to the memory gems, to give you like a bonus to your skill XP, so you can just dump a few cheap levels into frost spike. It's worth it, and just murder these things with frost spike. They go down so quick. You do want to kind of avoid killing the other mobs the most you can, just because you don't want to, that when you, every time you level up pretty much on this setup, it's going to make you weaker to what you're fighting, because they're gaining lots of stats while you're pretty much staying the same. It's your staff that at that point at level 10 that's making you strong. So pretty much I would just kill the rock mobs and the salamanders. I wouldn't even worry about the regular lizard guys. So pretty much once you have a route that you like, just farm them all, kill them all with frost spike, and then as soon as you've like cleared it and know the good like looping point, you just change channel real quick and then go through them again and just keep doing that. And that's pretty much going to be the fastest way I found to farm the chests, because considering what they give on average, I mean, you would have enough to open a chest within, well, it only takes like a few minutes or something to collect those coins. It'd be cool to see like maybe how many coins could be farmed out an hour. Like a lot of that's obviously dependent on luck of like your luck finding the rocks, even if you have a route set up. But I think the Salamander event's only going to the 15th or something, so I just wanted to go ahead, and I hope some of the info is interesting or helpful and stuff. But I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go maybe farm more Salamander tokens or something.